Welcome to Hendricks How-Tos. I'm Phyllis Danu, and oh, we just got someone watching us. That's great. Hi, Andrea. So today, I'm going to play with a process that's called unhooking the source. Look at how tight that hook is, right? So I thought of this process because sometimes you're just living your life and something rears its ugly head, grabs you and pulls you off stage, right? You know that old vaudeville thing with the big hook? That's what made me think of this, hooking the source. Sometimes it feels like my awareness, my behavior, my thought patterns get grabbed like that, get yanked out of what I thought I was doing. And so that sometimes happens when an old belief system or like a position or something I learned is different from what it is that I'm wanting to face and be present to in the now moment. And then suddenly there I am, 4 years old again or whatever, and I can't deal with it. So unhooking the source is a really wonderful practice to try out with that kind of thing. It can be used with, well, for instance, tomorrow I'm going to be traveling on an airplane, and I haven't done that for a long time, actually, a number of years, probably pre-2020. And so I'm feeling a little bit nervous about it. I have had some not great experiences on airplanes, nothing like a crash, but, it's crowded and noisy and I don't sleep. And so this is just a more recent example, but what I can do for myself before I leave home and go to the airport is work with this unhooking the source. And so I'm just going to show you a little bit about how that works right now. So what I do, or what you can do, if you have an item that you would like to unhook from, just feel it for a moment. Feel it in your body, get a sense of possibly where did it originate and who might have taught you it. That's kind of stuff we want to know about. So fear of traveling. Well, I traveled a lot as a kid, and my mom was very particular about, we got to do it this way, we got to get ready, we got to do, it was fun being on the trips, but the lead up to getting there, to actually entering into the journey, was always fraught with emotions and parental disfavor, that kind of thing. So so I'm gonna remember that, but that my little child is a little nervous about traveling because somebody told me that that things might go wrong if we don't do something in the right order, have our suitcases here at this moment and do that. So I'm going to take all of that past stuff, all those fears, all those ideas and plans and motivations and beliefs about traveling that my mom graciously taught me. And I'm going to I'm going to decide where they are in this room in the past. I'm going to say that's the past right there. That chair, it's going to go all right there. That's the past. And right here, facing the camera, facing you, this is right now. And so what I'm going to do, I'm going to say, that was then, and this is now. And I'm using separate hands. You don't want to say that was then and then bring then to here for now, right? You want to separate them. That was then, that was then, that was when I was a child, that was when my mother was in charge of everything. This is now. I'm an adult, I'm in charge, I get to play. That was then, this is now. This is one of those Hendricks tools that you can really stretch and play with, okay, using different voices. That was then. This is now. That was then. This is now. That was then. This is now. See how you can kind of play with it, move it around, make it a little bit more playful. So that's the kind of idea, and it works. This is my example today of getting ready to travel, but I have used it when I am going to, often I use it if I'm going to be in contact with old friends I haven't seen in a long time, or my family that I don't live near, so I only see them once a year. You know, any kind of situation that where that big hook comes out and pulls me off and says, "You can't handle this because you were taught not to do that." And you know, well, I want to be here now, so I want to be here. I want to play. I want to be present. And so that was then. This is now. So it can also be different words can be used. For instance, like I sometimes have issues with money because, again, my parents have argued and struggled with money when I was growing up, and that was their business, right? So that was their business. This is my business. That was their business. This is my business. So you can choose things like that. It can be used for that was her belief. This is my belief. Or I might want to use not want to use belief, but you know, it's anything like that. I just find that beliefs are sometimes a little sketchy with what do they actually mean. So that was her fear. This is my strength. So because I grow, I choose to melt my fears, to be present, to breathe, to be with myself. And so that is the process of unhooking the source. And you can play with it. You can have your past be down there. That was then. That was then. This is now. Oh, yeah, I'm doing it wrong, right? I have to use two different hands. That was then. This is now. That was then. This is now. This is now. It gets very playful. And I find this one to be a really great thing when I want to feel more present in a situation where really old beliefs, old patterns of behavior that I have learned from the past. And there you go. That was then. This is now. Unhooking the source. Have a wonderful day.